Okay, Jason Anthony, I want to tell you about the Oklahoma Dust Bowl. When I was a little boy, I was born in 1928. The worst part of the Dust Bowl was in the mid-30s. In the middle of the afternoon, I'd be playing out in the yard and the sun would be shining real bright. And about the middle of the afternoon in the northwest, the dust clouds would come blowing in out of western Kansas, and everybody'd say, "Here comes western Kansas." And the sun would be shining bright, and 3 hours, 4 hours later, you'd have to turn the lights on in the car to see the drive. That's how bad it was. And it was hot and windy. Nobody had air conditioning. A lot of people in town, they didn't have much to eat. Work was very scarce, and their dads worked, a lot of them, $1 a day. That's all they made. $1. By today's standards, that's nothing, is it? And I went to a one-room country school, and it was right across the road from us. I just had to walk about, it was less than a mile to get to the school. A lot of people had to walk 4 or 5 miles to get to the school. And we'd go to school in the summertime. The doors and the windows were wide open in the one-room country school. The name of the school was Eureka. It's an Indian word meaning "I have found it." And it was a small school. There were 28 people in the entire school in 8 grades. Some grades only had one guy in it, or gal. In other classes, my class, there were 3 of us, I think, which is not very many. 28 people divided into 4 grades, that's not very many for the entire school. It was a one-room school, no air conditioning. We had plenty of light in it, and we'd leave the front and the back door open and the wind would blow through it. That's what cooling we got. But anyway, it wasn't bad. We learned a lot of how to read and write and spelling. I was a very good speller. A couple of years I was school champion speller when I was in the 6th grade, I think. Aside from that, and then everybody then would go to town Saturday afternoon to go to the grocery store. We went to Gunther's grocery store. And you'd go in, and it was very quaint, everything in there. There was no electrical scales or anything like that. It was weighed on a scale. You read it by hand. You read it with your eye. People would work for very cheap wages, and they didn't pay but $1 a day. That was pretty common. But at least it was something to eat. That's about the size of it. If you had something to eat, well, you were lucky. But we lived out on the farm, and we had 2 or 3 cows, a few chickens, had a pig, 2 or 3 pigs. So we raised most of our own stuff. Potatoes, onions, tomatoes, and you'd do all that gardening by hand. You'd break it, chop it up. Sometimes you'd have to water it. We had a well of water, and we'd carry a little bucket of water. I was a little guy, so I carried a little bucket. And we'd pour it on the stuff, put straw over it to protect it, mulch it from the heat of the day. Times were very bad. People didn't have very much to go on. Then we went to Sunday school. Sunday morning, you'd go to Sunday school and church, and then Sunday night they'd have Sunday evening church services. So you'd go twice on Sunday, and then Wednesday night, they had church prayer service. We'd go to church on Wednesday. So we went to church 3 times a week, twice on Sunday and once Wednesday night. And everybody was in the same boat. They were far from having any money to spend. Times were frugal, I think is the word for it. We survived. A lot of people, they had it very tough. A lot of people worked for the government. WPA, Workers Progressive Association, I think it was. We piddle around, they called it. The government paid a lot of people to work. They built bridges and roads and schools, post offices, stuff like that. And we lived 4 miles from Collinsville, and it was all on US 75. We had the hard surface road along the front of the house, but on the sides of the house there was the road coming in. It was a dirt road, and the cars had come down through there, and it was dusty. It wasn't too bearable. And in the house, the wind would blow that dust from Kansas and western Oklahoma, and it'd blow it in on the furniture. And you could have dust all over your furniture, and you could take your finger and write your name in the dust. Then you dust the house, dust the dirt down, mudwood, but that didn't last long. Another dust storm. That went on about 4 or 5 years, pretty bad. But eventually, the wind came in, blew in and brought some rain. I was about 7 years old when we actually got some water falling out of the sky. Everybody's ready for the rain. And our chickens, when it rained, we'd have to get them in. They wouldn't get out of the rain. If you didn't get them out of there, they'd drown when it did finally rain. So times were very difficult. And we had an old car. It was an old Chevy. A lot of people didn't have cars. They had to walk every place they went. But a few of us, we had cars. We'd go to town. We'd go to town at least once a week to get a few groceries. There wasn't any mail service. There was, but it was very limited. Everything was limited. It didn't happen very often. And other than that, a lot of the kids I went to school with, Bonnie Johnson, she was in my class. She was just like the rest of us. Her parents had 3 or 4 children. They were all very poor, but we all survived. But they were good people. I had another family there. Their name was Bowman, Bud and Imogene Bowman. They lived about 1.5 miles from us. Their parents had an old truck, old pickup sort of thing, and they'd drive them to school occasionally, and they'd milk cows for a living. People would come from the city out to the farms and buy milk by the gallon and then take it home. That's the way they survived. Milk was probably 10 cents a gallon. I don't know what it was. And they'd bring vegetables. People bring vegetables, and people didn't have money. They traded and bartered. If they had grain or vegetables, they'd bring it out, and they'd trade it to my parents or a lot of the other people just to have something to eat. You didn't pay for it with money. Nobody had any money, but they always had a few something to trade for something. Other than that, finally got over, and then in 1939 and 40 it looked like war. Sure enough, 1941 the Japanese bombed Pearl Harbor, December 7, 1941, and that kicked off World War II.